Hey, Wizards! Welcome back to another episode of Wizard101. Today we're doing quests 39 through 46. So we're getting up ahead and we rearrange our quest days. So yeah, we're just rearranging our quest days. Yeah. So let's get started with quest 39.
What are you?
I am tired and afraid and unwanted. The spiral wants me gone. They rage about it on my surface even now.
That is what you feel. What are you?
I am nothing? No, that's not true anymore. I am something now. I am Novus.
What is Novus?
I had thought a gift, but to them it is an intrusion. To me, an anchor, a shackle holding me to a place I am not welcome. Novus is a curse.
There's Deadline again, and this time he thinks that Novus is a curse. That's concerning. I wonder why he thinks that. Anyways, guys, Shoutout goes to Kidnaps in a Witcher and my members, all good friends of mine on Discord, Wizard101, YouTube, and in real life. Another shoutouts goes to Sean Calhoun, Alyssa Smith, and Cornell, Rick Matthew, and NAMI. For a Cornell shoutout, she has amazing videos on YouTube. She's a good runner on that path, and she's also very important and special. For Alyssa Smith shoutout, she's been wonderful. She's been a good friend to me over the years from college. She's sweet, kind, and very appreciative. For Sean Calhoun shoutout, he's a good friend of mine. He's been very supportive to me over the years. He loves to play Dungeons and Dragons, and yes, it's similar to Wizard101. You do have to have the wits, imagination, have a good strategy for the game to beat the Dungeon Master, and I hear you can create your own storyline for the game. So Rick Matthew shoutout. He's been a wonderful friend of mine over the years. He's very supportive, kind, generous, he's honest. He cares about his friends a lot, and he works for money. And speaking of NAMI shoutout, I do support NAMI. Honestly, it's the best program out there that helps people with a lot of stuff, like family stuff, and people who have anxiety and depression. So if you know anyone who needs it, they are all over the country of the United States. One more shout out goes to Lily Williams and her boyfriend. For Lily Williams and her boyfriend shout out. They are good people and good friends.
curse need not remain a curse. What should it become?
Novus should be doomed.
No, I'm sure they're fine. It's just that Dasein fellow I told you about. Oh, Wizard, you awake at last. You slept all day. I was just passing the time with our Wombat friend. What? Did you think she sits here waiting for us all the time? No, she has a rich social life, Wizard. Now, come, let's discuss the dingoes. As Mr. Cawley tells it, his family are descendants of early settlers, from back when townies were courting the spiral powers.
Of course, spiral powers had long lost interest. The dreaming was sealed beyond the Great Barrier, and the lakes hadn't been mapped yet. So Wallaroo was essentially a desert that had a king one time. The only people Marleybone was willing to let come were the unwanteds. We leased some land and made do, but the townies never embraced us. The drovers kept trying to drive us off, and no one let us near the dream water. Best we can manage is to just sleepwalk through an endless routine. We are the dreamless ones, left to rot, while the rest of the world gets to hope.
Sad story, But when the Emu Riders stormed through, the townies did deploy judges to help.
Did they now? We ain't allowed to work, can't deliver goods, all because the emus are about. Soon we won't make rent, cause the land ain't ours. When we can't pay, it defaults back to the Prime Minister's office. Something they've been angling out of oil now.
So you say. Fine. Wizard, let's look into it. Santiago can watch Ned, but if he's lying, he's compost. Let's go to the Collie Ranch.
One chest right here. I always want to pick stuff up like that.
Judges really fortified this place in the last day. Doesn't make Collie right, just means they really want to catch him. I used to be a judge, Wizard. You've probably guessed that. They trained me, honed me into a weapon of law, specifically agricultural law. But it got out of hand, yeah? Judges have their specialties, and they take them seriously. Scary seriously. And they are the law. But just seizing homesteads? I don't know. I'll keep an eye out. You check in with the local ranking judge.
Wizard, have you found that tick, Ned Colley? I've brought in reinforcements and rounded up his whole gang. This place was a hotbed of lawlessness. Judges are citing contraband, zoning issues, grazing wombats after midnight. It's chaos! Or it was. But now this land can go to respectful citizens of the Spiral. Decent people. People with dreams. Imagine it, a Valencian amusement park. I've set up a field office in the house to manage the transition. If I'm not out here, I'll be in there. When you find Collie, bring him to me for sentencing.
I saw everything. Read her lips from here. That's why you eat your carrots, Wizard.
Meh.
And it did seem suspicious, but not enough to just side with Ned Colley. The man once hijacked a sky train and dumped everyone on a rock.
Really?
You say Judy set up a field office in the main house. Must be the non-barricaded door then if she comes and goes. Search her office for clues. I'll keep her distracted, using my natural charm, you know.
Oh, hang on, so... Oh, okay, so... Oh! It was down there. Let's grab that before we head in.
Trespassing! A violation of Legal Code 67, subsection B, paragraph 95 regarding going places and doing things! As judge, I hereby sentence you to death!
You're a cadet, Judge. You don't have the right to do anything to us. By the way, guys, you're full lives. You can support your channel. You guys can hit that like and subscribe button. You guys can comment below the videos. And you guys can share it with your friends on social media. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, right, got 66 subscribers on my channel. But my main goal for my YouTube channel is to reach 990 subscribers for now. And then beyond that point in time, we'll see what happens next. So, if you know anyone who needs help with any gameplay walkthroughs, tell them to check out my channel along with my free videos. Servers are going down in 1 hour. Okay. Thank you. We're getting a nickname. Yeah, the next you are a messenger. However, possible features onto the bus and it was pure max. I am a sample service, making my Wizard101 videos and preparing for my Wizard101. I'm having ramen noodles for dinner and cooking. So yeah, that's my day, and I hope you guys have a good day as I do.
sentence is punishable by death. I am now authorised to report you to a superior judge, known colloquially as the Tattletale Directive. You're taking documents from the office of a judge after resisting a lawful death sentence passed by cadet judges? Do you have any idea what the sentence is for that? Well, I'll tell you this much. It ends abruptly.